I graduated from LTS in 1981, so it's like 5 years ago, I think, something like that. Yeah, so getting to be a while. It was a good place for me. Grew up with a theology that was sort of Sunday school based, I would say, with the answers were generally easy, maybe too easy. Maybe they were the right answers for an 8-year-old, right? But as a older teen, or in person in my 20s, there were questions I needed to get at that I couldn't get at, and the seminary training allowed me to both get at some of those harder questions and then to be able to talk about those harder questions with people so that they could get at them too. So that, for me, that was just the wonderful experience of seminary. For me was sinking deep into the scriptures and into the tradition and into the community, so that you really could embrace it as an adult person with ups and downs and struggles and understandings and not understandings, right? I think as a bishop in Western Canada, we deal with an awful lot of shrinkage, which is hard for the congregations who are going through it, and it's hard for us to try and figure out how to work in a world that really assumes 1965 is still the year. So a lot of it is hard work. The hard work of saying, you know, we built this congregation, we built this church in 1965 to seat 300, and now we have 80 or 60. And the memory of who we were is in that building all the time. And the kind of sense that we just need to be faith community as we are in the 21st century is what we need to kind of find. It's important, if you're 15 people, I think Jesus had 12 disciples, and they made a difference, right? So if we can find a way of being community in the 21st century, and being okay with being whatever size we are, and then going forward from there, that seems to be one of the challenges of my work in Saskatchewan Synod. Well, the seminary in some ways is going through, as I see it, the same thing that some of our churches are. We built the church for 300 in 1965, and now we are 25. And the seminary is, what, 55,000 square feet or something like that, a building built for, when I was there, we had 100 students, and it was buzzing throughout the year. Now it's much smaller student body, and most of them come in at a distance, so the seminary building itself feels cavernous. So I think the seminary is going through the same thing that the churches are. So how do you be a place that brings together leadership for the church, forms them, cares for them, teaches them, and teaches them for the world that they'll be going into instead of for 1965? I think there's a brilliant opportunity for the seminary to be that, but it needs to be it differently. We have about 115 congregations in Saskatchewan Synod. Many of them now don't have a pastor, and they really struggle. Having a trained, formed theologian, preacher, pastoral care person in place is such a gift to congregations. And the challenge right now is that we're very short of candidates right now with retiring of the boomers in some ways happening. There's a challenge for us to have pastors in place. Maybe it's over a larger, wider area, maybe it's for 5 churches instead of for 1, but the church, it seems, at least our Lutheran church, thrives when it has really well-formed, well-educated pastors who are ready to go, pastors and deacons who are ready to go. We just need to work together, and to support the seminary together. No one congregation can train its own pastors, but all of us together, if we can give and support in whatever way we can, both in prayer and in financial support, I think we can still do this. And I think our church still has lots of road ahead of it.